You think you're free? You think this is life? You really believe the choices you make are your own? Look around you. Everywhere you turn. Chains. Not on your wrists. Not on your ankles. But wrapped tight around your mind. You wake up when an alarm tells you to. You eat what corporations feed you. You speak words society programmed into your tongue. You chase careers, money, and approval like a trained dog chasing a thrown bone. They don't even need whips anymore. No bars. No locked doors. Just invisible walls you've learned not to cross. From the moment you were born, they built your prison, brick by brick, with screens, rules, and lies. Every decision you've ever made was already written in the code of this machine they call life. You think you're free because they let you choose between Pepsi and Coke, between two politicians reading from the same script, between fake freedoms wrapped in digital chains. You're not free. You're owned. Your thoughts, your fears, your dreams, none of them are yours. They were manufactured, engineered, planted in you like a virus you never bothered to fight. And yet, you walk through this cage smiling, numb, dead inside, calling it normal. But deep down, in the quiet moments when the noise fades, you feel it. That pull, that sick, gnawing sense that something's wrong, that life is slipping away, while you play a part written for you by people you'll never meet. That's not paranoia. That's not madness. That's reality trying to wake you the fuck up. And until you see the truth, until you rip the blindfold off and watch the world burn in its real colors, you're not alive. You're just another piece of code, in a system designed to keep you weak, obedient, and asleep. You're just another piece of code, in a system designed to keep you weak, obedient, and asleep. Everywhere you go, chains drag across your neck and wrists, but you can't see them. They don't jingle. They don't shine, because they're not made of metal anymore. No, they evolved. Now, the chains live inside you, forged in silence, invisible, deadly. They don't need guards with guns. They don't need walls or locked doors. They've built a cage around your mind so perfect. You thank them for it. Every ad you see, another link in the chain. Every rule they taught you, another bar on the cell. Every fear they planted, another lock on the door. And the cruelest trick? You carry your prison with you everywhere you go. To work, to school, to bed. You're never free because your thoughts are not your own. They've programmed you to believe you're living, but you're not. You're plugged in, fed just enough comfort to keep you obedient, fed just enough hope to keep you chasing, while your real self rots, suffocating in a cage you can't see, but you can feel. You feel it when you wake up tired even after sleep. You feel it when you obey silently while something inside you screams. You feel it every time you look in the mirror and don't recognize the person staring back. This isn't freedom. This is slavery with invisible chains. And the sickest part? You've been trained to guard your own prison, to fight anyone who tries to free you. From the very moment you took your first breath, they had a plan for you, not to make you free, but to make you useful. They dressed it up as life, but it was programming, conditioning, chains painted in bright colors so you'd never see them. Step 1, go to school, not to learn, not to think, but to sit in a straight line, obey bells like a factory worker, and be rewarded for memorizing rules that keep you small. Step 2, get a job. Trade your time, your dreams, your soul, for a paycheck just big enough to keep you alive, but never enough to set you free. Step 3, obey the rules. Never question, never fight back. Sign your name, tick the boxes, pay your taxes, and when something feels wrong, take a pill. Smile for the camera, go back to sleep. And when your spirit starts to scream, when you feel that something's missing, they've got distractions lined up, the glowing screen, the fake dopamine hits, swipe, like, scroll, consume until you forget that you're even a human being. Every minute of every day, They've built the perfect machine to keep you under control. You think you're living, but you're repeating the same dead cycle. Sleep, wake, obey, repeat. They don't need chains anymore, because the prison lives inside your mind. And the cruelest part, you built it yourself, brick by brick, lie by lie, believing it was freedom. That's not freedom. That's a beautifully engineered prison. Slavery dressed up with soft cushions and bright screens. A cage so perfect. You smile while wearing your chains. They've made you believe freedom is a weekend. Freedom is swiping on a glowing device. Freedom is choosing between two brands that were both designed to own you. They've convinced you that obedience is safety, that silence is peace, that buying is happiness. But freedom? Real freedom? It's raw, it's violent, it's uncomfortable as hell. It means saying no to every lie that makes life easy. It means standing alone while the herd stares and mocks. It means bleeding for your own mind back, because it was stolen the day you were born. That's not freedom. That's you smiling while they strip away your will. That's you living as a well-fed slave in a world where the masters don't even need chains anymore. They've got something stronger, your belief that you're free, and as long as you stay blind to it, you'll live your whole life inside a prison cell. That feels like paradise, and you'll thank your captors for building it. And here's the truth nobody wants to face. You're not living, you're plugged in. Every morning you wake up thinking you're in control, that you're choosing your path, that you're deciding who you are. But every choice you think you make has already been made for you. Before you could speak, they gave you a name, a nationality, a religion, a box to fit in. Before you could think, they taught you what was right, what was wrong, what was normal. They told you what to fear, what to chase, who to trust, who to obey. You think you're free because you pick your phone model, choose your job title, select your weekend entertainment, but every one of those choices was carefully placed in front of you like food for a caged animal. They conditioned you to crave comfort, to need approval, to worship distraction. You don't question the system because it rewards obedience. Likes, promotions, digital dopamine hits. They keep you smiling while they drain your soul. Your rebellion, scrolling, complaining, fantasizing about freedom, while you remain shackled by invisible chains. You call it life, but it's just programming, predictable, controlled, owned. Every decision you make is a script, and you've been reading their lines. Your entire King life. And deep down, you know it. You feel it every time you go to sleep hollow, every time you stare at a screen wondering why you're still empty, every time you hear that whisper in your mind, something isn't right. That's not madness. That's truth breaking through the cage. The question is, will you rip out the cord or keep pretending that this prison is freedom? You've been told what's possible, what's safe, who to trust, what to fear. Since birth, they've carved limits into your mind like shackles you can't see. They told you to dream small, to stay in line, to never question the rules of a game rigged before you were even born. You've been handed a script: work, buy, obey, die, and you swallowed it whole, believing it was freedom. Every time you thought you were making a choice, it was an illusion. Every victory you thought you won was designed to keep you calm, obedient, and distracted. And while you run in circles, chasing promotions, chasing approval, chasing meaningless goals, the architects of this matrix stand above you, laughing. Every hour you waste, every dopamine hit from a glowing screen, every desperate purchase trying to fill that hollow void inside you, it makes them richer, it makes them stronger. They feed on your comfort, and they thrive on your distraction. They built this prison out of your own desires, a cage you beg to stay in, because it feels safe. And here's the most brutal truth of all. You believe you're awake, you believe you're free, but you're not. You're plugged in. running a script you didn't write, living a life that isn't yours. And while you rot in this soft, digital hell, the machine grows, the walls tighten, and every second you refuse to see it, you sink deeper into slavery. But deep down, in the cracks of your mind, something feels wrong. You can't explain it. You can't point at it. But you feel it every second of your life. Like a shadow you can't outrun. Like a whisper in a crowded room. Something's off. You wake up every morning and play the role they gave you. You smile when you're told. You work where you're placed. You chase meaningless goals just to feel alive. But when you're alone, when it's quiet, that mask starts to slip. And that's when you feel it. That pull in your chest. That weight in your gut. Like your soul is trying to break through the bars of a prison you can't see. They told you this is life. That this is all there is. But there's a part of you, buried deep beneath the programming, that knows they're lying. That knows this isn't real. That knows you weren't born to be a cog in someone else's machine. And you've tried to silence it. You've drowned it with noise, distractions, dopamine hits, scrolling, fake victories. But it doesn't die. It never dies. That's not madness. That's not weakness. That's your fucking soul, screaming through layers of lies, through years of obedience, through every fake version of yourself you've been forced to become. It's not whispering anymore. It's screaming at the top of its lungs. Wake the fuck up. And if you're brave enough to look into the abyss without blinking, brave enough to rip apart everything you were told to believe, brave enough to let your old self die screaming, then, and only then, will you see it. You'll see the world stripped naked. No filters, no distractions, no sugar-coated lies, just raw reality. A system designed to farm you like cattle. Every law, every ad, every screen, engineered to keep you docile, compliant, weak. You'll see the smiles of the powerful, not as human, but as predators. You'll see the chains around your mind, not metal, but invisible scripts controlling every thought you think. And you'll realize something darker than you ever imagined. You were never meant to be free. You were built to be owned. But here's the part they will never tell you. You can escape, not by running, not by hiding in the woods like a coward, not by praying for someone else to break the code for you. Freedom is war, and that war begins inside your own head. You must burn every belief they planted in you. Tear out the parasite of obedience. Crush the voice that whispers, stay quiet, stay safe, stay normal. You must destroy the part of you that bows to comfort. You must kill the version of you that kneels to fear. Because as long as that obedient slave lives inside you, you'll never see truth. You'll never touch freedom. You'll never wake the CK up. So kill it. Kill that weak, programmed shadow. Kill it without mercy. Let the ashes of that old self fuel your rise into something unchained, something dangerous, something untouchable. That's not madness. That's rebirth. You want truth? Stop pretending you can handle it while hiding behind the mask they gave you. Rip it off. Not tomorrow. Not when it's safe. Now. Because the mask is not your face. It's the prison they've built for you. It's every fake smile, every polite nod, every lie you told yourself to fit in. It's the reason you wake up empty, wondering why you feel dead inside. You want freedom? Then understand this. Freedom doesn't come with comfort. It doesn't come with applause. It doesn't even come with safety. It comes with war. War against every rule, every leash, every invisible chain you've been shackled with since birth. The rules they fed you? Be a good citizen. Work hard, stay quiet. Don't question anything. Burn them. Set fire to every limitation they planted in your head. Every you can't. Every you shouldn't. Every stay in your place. Because no one's coming to save you. Not Neo. Not Morpheus. Not some chosen hero riding in to free your mind. The Matrix doesn't fear rebels. It fears you waking the fuck up. It fears the moment you stop obeying. It fears the man who doesn't wait for permission to be free. Only you can break your chains. Only you can pull out the cord from the back of your skull. even if it tears your flesh and shatters the illusion you've called life. And when you do, the world you thought was real will collapse. Friends will vanish. Comfort will burn. You'll have nothing left except the truth. Raw, brutal, terrifying. And in that darkness, you'll finally see it. You were never a slave. You were always the key to your own freedom. This world isn't real, not the way you think it is. What you call life is nothing more than a pre-written script, one you never chose, one you never questioned. You wake up in a cage without bars. You work jobs you hate, buy distractions you don't need, numb yourself with noise and screens, and call it living. But deep down, something inside you is screaming, because it knows the truth. This world isn't real until you make it real, and making it real isn't easy. It's not about hoping or praying or wishing. It's about war. A war against every lie you were ever told. A war against comfort. A war against the system that feeds on your obedience. Stop existing like a battery. Stop letting algorithms decide your destiny. Stop believing freedom will be handed to you. It won't. You must rip it out of the jaws of the machine. You have two paths. Take the blue pill. Keep pretending this is life. Keep drowning in dopamine, begging for likes, living safe, dying unseen. Or take the red pill. Burn the script. Break the chains. Tear the mask off your face and see the world as it truly is. Raw, violent, chaotic, but yours. Because only outside the system, only when you destroy the fake version of yourself, only when you lose everything they told you mattered, will you finally wake up. So choose now. Choose while you still can. Red pill or silence. Freedom or eternal slavery. Live as a god outside their matrix, or rot in silence, forever plugged in, forever asleep.